Vanuatu is no stranger to disasters. They happen every year.
Access to information is another example of how women and girls and men and boys are affected differently during times of disasters. Men and boys have more access to information on disaster that's happening. They also have more information on where rations are coming. Women tend to stay back and look after children and have less access to this type of disaster information. Violence against women and girls is an issue, and during disaster or after times of disaster, there's significant increase in violence against women and girls in Vanuatu. The normal system for supporting survivors of violence in Vanuatu is through the Vanuatu Women's Center. So the Vanuatu Women's Center has sub-offices in Sanma, Port Vila, and the Tavea province. In times of disaster, these systems might change. For example, there might be disruption in telecommunication services. However, the Gender and Protection Cluster is in place to put in a new referral system and make sure that all these cases are reported and actioned as urgently as possible.
Sometimes time where all relief workers only karam all relief suppliers only go so only got all names lolis. Sometimes time only go look say got some people with disability only just ignore them no name blow one person, and sometimes only go one area where blood distribution have no accessible no more. So he had blow some people with disability where only use wheelchair, only saya got access, only saya ko reach some area, only karma kakai blow kita. Yes, suppose we no got one proper shelter, so hemi unsafe too, hemi no healthy. Sometimes suppose only sleep no more lock around, only stop breathing task or win hemi karam some something you can buy, only stop breathing then hemi saya ko some sickness too. More too sometimes suppose parents, daddy, mommy, suppose one beginning, hemi no safe no say. Suppose one kela by rape yami come inside them now. So lol times also hemi ikat risk to lol keta, especially lol kela wali kat disability. No lol kela mo pe all mama too. VSPT hemi kata system in place finish. So hemi work with them all partners play kat Ministry of Justice through law disability desk. Hemi work with them all keta with the Ministry of Health. Mo all secretaries, area secretaries, mo tu lo municipality, lo Port Vila, mo Narula Islands, mo tu lo all councillors, well is lo provinces, mo all communities, all chiefs, all pastors, all churches, all church leaders, mo tu all disability association. Hemi now hemi awesome system where hemi PSPD hemi start run le finish. Lo hemi say help more people with disability lo one time lo one disaster before mo during mo after lo one disaster.
After an earthquake, there may be no safe spaces for a child to play, and when a child cannot play, that means that it affects their development. Often, if there's an evacuation, children can become separated from their families on different islands, and they may have parents who are busy trying to recover, rebuild homes or find work or food, which means that there might not be as much supervision, or the same people might not be there to look after children and make sure that their needs are met. So in Vanuatu, the normal protection systems for children are mostly within the family and community groups. Normally parents or grandparents or other extended family members take most of the responsibility for protecting children. And at times of disaster, that system can break down.
But when disasters strike, gender and protection is rarely made a top priority. And yet, it is a critical part of keeping people safe, and ultimately, that's what an emergency response is all about. In March 2014, Tropical Cyclone Lucy hit Vanuatu. For the first time, a gender and protection cluster was formed as part of the emergency response. After Cyclone Lucy, the Vanuatu government made the Gender and Protection Cluster a permanent part of the emergency cluster system to make sure that gender and protection issues were made a priority in responses as well as disaster preparedness. 2 years later, Vanuatu faced its biggest disaster response challenge yet, Category 5 Tropical Cyclone Pam. A Gender and Protection Cluster review of the TC-PAM response in 2015 found that local civil society organizations still had limited input, capacity, and resources for humanitarian preparedness and response, in turn limiting women and girls' voices in disaster. So in 2017, the Gender and Protection Cluster launched a project to localize gender and protection. It's a 4-standard approach, building the capacity of national CSOs and their staff to take more action on gender and protection. 4 key national organizations identified the areas where they felt they needed better skills, and training was developed and delivered to meet those needs, including a simulation exercise to practice their new skills. Intensive one-on-one mentoring for key staff helped embed the learning.
After when me attend the workshop, one time when me look by different by me make planning by more fast.
Before lo time where me no pin control before me normally give him tata no more lo boss or man will write them project lo ask him funding. But time me attend them me believe se pa me have one lo kata when me write one project proposal lo time lo humanitarian or response lo time lo disaster.
Raising the voice of women in disasters at the community level by increasing women's knowledge on gender and protection in preparedness, response, and relief. Female members of community disaster and climate change committees in Tana and Santo received training, including how to conduct assessments and analyze data, then practicing through simulations. Making women's voices heard at the provincial level in disasters. Female members of provincial disaster committees in Tana and Santo were also trained on gender and protection in preparedness, response, and relief, learning practical skills and putting them into action in simulations.
Centa mo protection working group, yumi kam na ya, plo yumi localize centa protection cluster yumi kadlo national level, na yumi kam lo provincial level, plo yumi localize so. You mean say one good plus something about them or localizing or center working group lo provincial level. So you mean say naya lo any assessment we're going forward lo any disaster by for sure enough by you make at all center lens. You mean say by you start lo capture them all different information to do with them center more protection inside the all assessment lo.
Past experience lo participamia. Me will come together to collect more information, especially lo side lo all assessment form ya. Oli pin kotan lo different cluster lo li follow map form ya. Betam we he come back, oli report mo make a more deliveries. All thing we should meet more needs or all supplies or goods we should. Meet more needs from different kind groups from mama, different kind groups from men, more especially disabilities with more beginning. All need polkata, all no meet them no from say you make from a polkata everyone be me look se suppose with gender cluster he make all assessment lo time lo one next disaster. Me think se pambaya me really meet them all needs all people here from me got all different people down lo community where all got different needs.
Equipping girls to be part of disaster preparedness and response. Girls aged 12 to 17 who are part of school disaster committees in Tana and Santo learned about gender and protection, reducing disaster risk, and responding to emergencies.
During the training, we like learn about stuff. We need to share teachers time suppose one hikui comes up, I'm save give advice to student save save magdal hikui ke. Like Mr. Lo you karam blanket you roll lona ka you roll tan lo crash lo ba fight it finish level after ka you save him.
Disasters are regular events in Vanuatu, but the next time disaster strikes, the Gender and Protection Cluster is working to make sure that local women, girls and organizations are prepared to take the lead and protect the community's most vulnerable people.